people were like hearing crazy. Todd was like, "Oh my god, I can barely hear you over the TV." It's so weird, it's not even that loud. Hey everyone, my TV is sometimes really loud on my streams. We don't know why. It's across the room. It's not that loud, but it picks up super loud. Anyway, here we are on a late Wednesday evening. Did some streaming in the Big Room Entertainment earlier. Had some fun there. Crazy night for gambling. NBA canceled all their games. Milwaukee refused to come out following the shooting up in Minneapolis, wherever it was. So they decided not to come out. The rest of the teams joined in on them. As far as I know, there's nothing scheduled for tomorrow either. So I don't know what that means. I don't know. I haven't seen what has been said. What is the plan? Let's see. Top stories. Yeah, it looks like nobody knows. The whole NBA season is up in the air. See, ESPN reports NBA's Board of Governors and players are holding separate meetings. Let's see. The NBA's Board of Governors and the players, still inside the NBA's bubble at Walt Disney World Resort, will each meet at 11 a.m., so about 7 hours from now, as both sides continue to discuss how to proceed with the NBA playoffs, league sources say. The meeting will come after a historic day in the NBA, as all three playoff games scheduled to be played Wednesday were postponed after the Bucks players chose not to play in the afternoon. Milwaukee is 40 miles north of Kenosha, Wisconsin, the city where 29-year-old Jacob Blake was shot 7 times by police on Sunday. Let's see. After the Bucks eventually left the locker room, some 3 hours later, and read a statement explaining their decision, all players and coaches still inside the bubble held a meeting to discuss what will come next and whether the season would resume. Members of Blake's family were connected with the meeting virtually. Some in the meeting wanted to know why the Bucks made an abrupt decision without consulting any of the other teams inside the bubble, including the Magic, who were on the court inside the arena warming up until a few minutes before the scheduled tip-off. Boston Celtics forward Jaylen Brown essentially said that wasn't necessary and fully supported their decision. Eventually, all the teams were polled about what their preferences would be, and the Lakers and Clippers both voted to end the season. Sources told the reporter, Wojnarowski, though sources stressed that no final decision on what will happen with the remainder of the season has been made. Afterward, a source present at the meeting said there was no sense of accomplishment after the meeting, and added there would be a feeling of uncertainty until after Thursday's meetings. Sources said that it seems very unlikely that there will be any games played on Thursday either, when the 6 teams still inside the bubble were not scheduled to play Wednesday. Those 6 teams are all scheduled to return to action on Thursday, but that seems unlikely. Meanwhile, source told the undefeated Mark Spears that the league's referees will hold a walk Thursday as a form of peaceful protest against the killing of unarmed black men and women at the hands of police. NBA legend Bill Russell tweeted Wednesday night that he was moved by the action taken by players for standing up for what is right. there has been a clear sense of frustration among the players inside the bubble over the past few days. Raptors guard Fred VanVleet on Tuesday was the first person to publicly talk about the possibility of not playing. And then members of the Raptors and Celtics met Tuesday night to talk about possible plans of action. They had been scheduled to meet again on Wednesday night until Milwaukee's changed everything. So yeah, so I guess it is up in the air. So we will see what happens. You know, we will continue gambling. That much right now. We'll go back to Korean baseball if we have to. Let's see. There's a few things, but yeah, can't really blame them, right? I mean, that was some pretty crazy shit. A quick recap, since I didn't get around to it yesterday. We've been on a pretty decent run here. Let's see. We had a triple win in the NHL. That's some of the best ice cream tea I've ever had. We had a triple win on what the freaking day that is. Or that was tonight. Yeah. Monday night. Monday night, we had a nice triple hockey win. We basically took one lineup. I just really liked the lineup. And we entered into a $12 single entry, a $25 double up. And a $15 GPP. And hit on all of them. Here is the lineup that we had. So yeah, this was the $12 single entry. We had Varlamov as our goaltender, and he did great. Had the shutout, got the win and saves. Sanheim got us nothing, and this lineup was still good enough to score in the double up, the GPP, and the single entry, which was surprising. If Sanheim would have gotten us anything, we would have been happy. As it turned out, we had McKinnon, who it's virtually impossible to stop this guy. You know, I mean, he's 28.5, got a goal and assist, 8 shots on goal. Then we picked a good, a Peugeot here from the Islanders. He got us a goal. Went with McKinnon's line mates, Ratinen and Landeskog. Great point for them as well. Goal, assist, 6 shots on goal. Only 4 shots on goal and assist, but hey, all ties in there. Did you turn off that light?
I did.
Oh, that's
disturb your stream.
creepy as hell. And then not a whole lot else out there. I mean, even Cole got us a couple shots. That was nice. And, so all in all, like I said, we won $25 on this one, $25 on the GPP, $50 on the double up. That's all coming after the that 32nd place finish in the $15 GPP that got us $70. So we were happy with all of that. And I think that was, we didn't play a whole lot else. Let's see, what else did we play on? We played we had a $12 single entry baseball and a $12, no, what was it? What were you? The $12 single entry baseball and a $15 GPP NBA. That did not get us money. Then last night we had a small, what was it? Yeah, yesterday we just went with a small $5 NBA single entry, along with a $5 NHL GPP and a $12 Major League Baseball. That was all yesterday. We did not make it on the $12 baseball. And the baseball guys have definitely been trying to hunt me down. I'll show you tonight's, which was a fascinating victory for us. But they definitely were out to get me. Yesterday, the baseball lineup that we went with was, it was a Chicago. Chicago disappointed me. That was also on Monday night. I went with the Chicago Stack Monday night and yesterday. Yesterday meaning Tuesday. And they did not come through on either one of those. And I spent up on pitching on both of them. I got Bieber and Paddock. And Bieber did great. But the hits just were not there. So that was unfortunate. And then yesterday in hockey, did not work out. Although the lineup was decent, we had Marchand. He had 2 goals and 3 shots. We had Edler for Vancouver, who had 4 blocked shots along with 2 assists. We had Pastrnak for Boston, had 2 assists, 5 shots on goal, and a blocked shot. So they all scored decent points for us. We also had Halleck. Even though he lost 4-3, he still made 36 saves. And only lost in overtime. So he still scored pretty decent. And then we had Carlson for Vegas, who didn't get any points, but he did get 5 shots on goal, so that was the bonus. So it scored well overall. It was just, there were a few. Bergeron, we spent up for Bergeron, and he had 1 shot on goal and 2 block shots. That was it. We went Schmidt on Vegas, who's been very involved. He had 1 shot on goal and 1 block shot. So that hurt. And then we had 2 money savers on Vancouver's third line, Virtanen and Mott. And they both pitched in with a block shot and a shot and a block shot. They were only 31 and 20, so you get anything out of them, you're fine. But Bergeron really disappointed us there. But we did yesterday. We did get the win on basketball. And this was the $5. This was the $5. 1,902 people in it, and we were good for 120th place. Here's that lineup. That worked out pretty good. Where we went with a lineup where we really avoided all of the all of the top price players. Murray and George. Those were our two biggest. Oh no, that's right. We did. We paid up for Mitchell. Yeah. So Mitchell was our highest price guy. Came in at 42 points. It's okay, but for 9,700, hoping for more. George again. 8,200, 42 and 3/4 points. I'll take that. Murray, $8,000 and 68 points. That was beautiful. Conley at 6,700 at 33.5 points. Yes, I will. This will be the first time. I'll make sure I.
Good night.
Say it. Say the whole thing.
Yeah, you gotta say it. You have to go through it with the ritual.
Oh. Good night, Bryant.
And I do proclaim unto the internet, for all those listening and for all time saved on YouTube, that I respond with a good night, Karen's mom.
You just made history.
Could whoever he's talking to hear that?
Yeah.
Everybody. Yeah, it'll be stored on the internet for all time.
He's not talking to anyone. He's streaming. He's broadcasting. It could be like 30 people in the room or nobody, but it's going to be posted on YouTube for anyone to watch. So.
Okay.
I know. You guys are a legend.
So, Conley at 6,700. 33.5. Not bad.
Yeah, it's like
Just a little more, but that's not bad at all. Kleber. I don't know how he says his name. Kleber. I'd say Kleber. It's probably Kleber. 4,200, 25 points. That's cool. That works. Marjanovic, I was hoping with Porzingis being out that Marjanovic. He scored decent the other night. He did not use him well at all here. It seems like other people were thinking that too with the 29.9. Grant at 4,700 for 23.5. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. And Burke, 4,500 for 22.25. Again, not great, but obviously Murray, George, and Mitchell did enough to keep it interesting, and then got us our points. It was enough to win some money. And then today. Well, we had entered a couple of NBA lines, but that money all got returned to us when everything got canceled. And then I entered a small $12 single entry hockey tournament that did not pan out again. Primarily because I was torn between Halleck and what's his name, Varlamov. Didn't matter which one I chose there. They both suck today. First of all, Boston got dismantled I mean, that's no one expected that to happen. 7-1. I mean, that's disastrous. They obviously yanked Alec. So that hurts right off the bat. And then, you know, Gerard not getting anything at all, that's really disappointing. And Carlo, you know, the opposing team gets 7 goals into your net. You better be blocking some shots. That's how this guy makes his living. And he got 2 shots on goal and couldn't block a freaking 1 shot. Ridiculous. You know, then we did okay up here. We went with a bit of a Dallas stack. And even though Dallas lost the game, they did get 4 goals. You know, we got a goal out of Seguin there. A goal out of Ben along with an assist. Again, you had McKinnon. Who's, like I said, you can't stop this guy. 5 shots on goal and 2 assists. So, and then Ian Cole, you know, who we picked up just because he fit in there. And like I mentioned the other night, I like him. Ex-Penguin. He's a solid player. And he went above and beyond there, man. I mean, 4 shots on goal, 4 block shots, and he got an assist. So great work there. So, but even if you take all that Flames, and then Marchand getting the one guy who scored a goal for Boston, you take all that, you can't get by Halleck being a disaster, getting virtually nothing out of either of your defensemen. And then Radulov. So that was all disappointing. But that's the first hockey lineup in a while. You know, I think we're somewhere around 11. 9 out of our last 11 hockey lineups have gotten us money. So can't pitch too hard about that. And then the only other thing that we actually got to play today was a Major League Baseball double up, and I'll tell you, they were the baseball gods were definitely trying to shut me out on this one because I took my 2 pitchers, Clevenger, and then I'm trying to remember who the original trying to remember who my original pick was. It was the maybe Lamet from was he pitching today for San Diego? I think it was him, and then he got postponed. So I saw it in time, pulled him out, had to go with somebody at a later start because the earlier games had locked. So I went with Gaussman. That was the only guy that I could really afford. It made sense. And then that game got postponed. There was nobody else to go to. So we wound up here. Going to a pitcher. Fortunately, on this one, we went with a little Arizona stack along with a basic Colorado stack. And then I just went with people who had history hitting well, except for Trevino. I just took Trevino because he was a suggestion on a lot of charts. I took Cabrera because I saw that he was hitting something ridiculous against who was it, Leicester? He hit something like a 567 average. So For only $2,700, grab a guy who winds up getting 3 hits. Definitely. And then I took Araz here, second base, because I saw that he hit Clevenger at a ridiculous rate as well. He hit like 490 or something like that against him. Didn't hit for power, but he got hits. So he got 2 hits. Then went with all 3 of these Colorado guys had good history against Robbie Ray. And then I just took these 2 because Peralta had good history, and then I had enough to go with Marte. And you know, the game was pretty low scoring. It was like 3-2, I think, going into the bottom of the 6th or 7th. And then finally we got some damage happening there. Blackman came in. I had a grand slam there. Looks like it could have been a grand slam. Marte wound up with 2 hits, including a triple and a hit by pitch. Scored 3 runs. Yeah, so we wound up getting enough points. It was only an 11-player $25 line, but it was good for 4th place, even without a pitcher. And nobody else really suffered from the pitcher loss. So $50 covered my my $112 NHL thing. That's the technical term for it. Thing. Tomorrow there's no basketball scheduled, so we don't know what's going to happen there. Baseball's got. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. They have a 4:05 p.m. start tomorrow, 7 games, and they have a short slate that starts at 7:10. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm going to try and get a lineup in tomorrow before the 4:05 start. And then there's 2 hockey games tomorrow starting at 7 p.m. So I'll definitely get those in tomorrow. The only other thing is we have golf. We have golf happening tomorrow on Thursday. And then Friday we'll have some Xfinity NASCAR racing going. I'm entering 2 lineups into the golf. Yeah, I'm entering them both into. It's a $15 tournament. It's 2 entries. It's a 3-entry max. And I am going for, let's see. This is a 3,100. That's weird. It's a 3,000. Oh yeah, 3,137 player tournament. There's still 6 slots open on it. But I'm going with 2 lineups. With some similarities between them. Yeah, so on this one, I'm doing my, middle, my basic middle run. Top price guy I'm going with is Burger. At 9,700. And I basically did most of the research just on the course, history of the course, and then looked at a couple of the models. The CBS model I look at a lot because it simulates everything 10,000 times and gives you the average results. So I'd like to take a look at that, but then I also like to take a look at some of the expert thoughts on just who's going to be in the running to win it, where are people getting ranked. A lot of people like Henley at 7,800. So I like that idea. I think the model had him coming in at like 26th or 27th. Berger, a lot of people like him to possibly win it. And the model had him up in like third, so I like that. Everybody else here, Kisner, Hatton, Haviland, they were all in that 10 to 15 range. Answer was at, I think, 21st. And Answer, has made a lot of cuts. He hasn't missed a lot of cuts, and he missed last week. So I'm really hoping for a bounce back there. Again, with the golf, you're looking for your guys to make the cut. If you get all 6 of your guys to make the cut, and then nobody withdraws after the cut, and nobody gets hurt after the cut, if they get to play the four full days, you're in good position to win. To win money. If you get 5 of your 6 guys in there, you're in good position to win money, like we saw last week. We had 2 lineups. Each one of them got 5 people in. Each one made money. So we'll see what happens here. So Berger, Kisner, Hatton, Hovland, Henley, and Answer. If you're running middle of the road, I think you gotta try and get Berger in there. Other people I considered, I did think about Cantlay. I did think about Reed. They were a little more expensive than what I was looking to go with, but I can definitely see shuffling the lineup a little bit to try to work one or both of them in there, and then maybe dropping, say an Answer down to a Dolman or something like that. Which it's not what I did exactly, but my second lineup, in the Rockstars. The second lineup, Dustin Johnson was so hot. He's so hot. He was so hot last week that I wanted to build a lineup where I got him into it. And Dustin Johnson is historically a streaky player. And he usually if he's cold, he stays cold a bit, and if he's hot, he stays hot a bit. So I wanted to get him in there with how hot he was last week. English, of course, was played great last week. Those are the top 2 finishers from last week. But English played fantastic last week. He's definitely on an upswing. So grabbed both of them, stuck with Hovland, Henley, and Answer. Again, Hovland's a strong, most of the models have him somewhere around 10. Henley, like I said, was I think in the mid to low 20s on the models, but there are a number of people who liked him. And then Answer I like just because I hope he doesn't miss 2 cuts in a row. And then Joel Dahlman was very affordable. He makes a lot of his cuts. And he was projected in the model to finish somewhere in the 30s. If Dustin can golf if Dustin and Harris can golf like they did last week, if Hovland and Henley can golf like they're projected to, if Answer can bounce back from the way that I expected him to, then Dahlman just makes the cut, man. Just make the cut. That's all I'm looking for. So those are my two golf lineups for tomorrow. Everything else, I'm going to get the voting in. Voting? That's weird. Don't forget to vote. But that's not what I'm talking about. Everything else, I'm going to try and get my betting in tomorrow. I want to try to get that baseball lineup in. 4-4. If I don't, then I'll go with a short slate. And then I'll get my hockey team in. And then we'll keep our eye on the old golf to see where that goes. Then tomorrow, we will be going with more baseball, more hockey. We'll see what happens with basketball. We'll keep on tracking. We'll keep on tracking golf, and we will get some Xfinity racing going in this NASCAR. And now, before I call it a night, I am going to give my memory of the day. And this is for day 51. This is for August 26th, 2020. It's day 51 of 366. And the last few days we've fallen into a little bit of a drinking theme on memories between Whoop and tequila, and yesterday was tequila. And talking about the tequila, it had made me think of another really small but happy memory of we had gone out. It was me, Karen, Dave. I can't remember who else, if anybody was there. Maybe my mom, maybe Karen's mom. I don't remember. But we had gone out to this little Mexican restaurant in Altoona, the name of which I cannot recall. But it's a small, local, family-owned place. Really great food, really great Mexican food. And after dinner, before we were going to the movies, Dave and I had asked if they had any good tequila. And we asked the waiter, we were like, hey, do you have any good tequila? And he immediately went for like the obvious, what he was used to, with like, oh, Jose Cuervo? And we were both like, no. Do you maybe have something like Herradura? And there was like a genuine happiness on his face, like he was surprised that somebody from Altoona, I guess, was asking about Herradura. So he kind of like looked surprised, and he looked at us, and he was like, Herradura? And we were like, yeah, do you have any of that? And he was like, sí. And then we were like, do you have añejo? And he was like, oh, and he was like super excited. And so then he comes back and he's like, salt and lemon? And we were both like, no, just straight. And he just looked, he got this look of, he was just like, he just like smiled happily and nodded like, good guys. And he brought it over to us along with the bottle just to confirm, oh, see, yep, it's Herradura, yeah, see. And we totally enjoyed it. And then he wound up offering us some Cazadores, which we had never had before. Because it was, he was like, oh, have you tried Cazadores? And we were like, no. And he was like, oh, he told us a story about how it was distilled, originally distilled just outside the town where he grew up, and it was his favorite tequila, and so we wanted to try it. It was also very tasty. It wasn't onion. I think it was a reposado. I don't remember. But the interaction between us and him was awesome, and it was just great to see him be happy like that. Just based on us not ruining this drink with salt and lime or lemon. So that is my memory for August 26th, day 51. Ordering the Herradura Tequila at the restaurant in Altoona, whose name I cannot remember. Damn it. But that's it. That's it for today. I will be around some way, some fashion tomorrow. So until then, you all be safe. Keep having lots of fun. Find a way to keep gambling, even if more sports wind up getting canceled. And good luck to you. Bye bye, all.